Pretty Polly. Pretty Polly. Pretty meow. Pretty meow.
No, it's useless, Polly. You'll never be entirely fluent in feline.
Why don't you try, Mr. Lear?
Meow. Meow.
Cats mean something when they meow. We're just making cat-shaped noises.
Oddly enough, Polly, most people presume that both parrots and nonsense mean nothing, although initially it sounds as if they might.
Oh, cruel world to be so misunderstood. I also have to contend with the threat of extinction.
I'm going to kill you!
Oh, here in the dark woods, in the mists of life, I will be your guide and your impressionist.
Are the two undertakings related?
Certainly. Guides give their impression of a place.
Ah.
Meow.
I always understood my old Fosscat. Genuine comprehension passed between us.
So Foss still hasn't turned up, despite your offer of some perpendicular pilchards?
No, first her tail went. Now the dark woods have swallowed up the rest of her. I caught a glimpse through that door of Admiral Nelson in rose-coloured knickerbockers. He was throwing pumpkins at French ships. They were throwing soft ordnance cheeses in retaliation.
You saw that just now? Through the wild woodland door?
Yes, I was 3 again. My mother had 21 babies, and she failed to recollect me, even when prompted. Yet I knew her. I never screamed when she approached.
Well, there you are, then.
What should I call my, inklings collectively?
Friends?
Friends, no. I have a quantity of friends who lack distinctive outlines.
Brood. Depictions.
Creations, quidnuncs, no-daddies, homunculi, children.
Creatures?
Creatures. Oh, blue, there it is again.
What is?
Here's my nose, is in my line of sight, is like the Great Wall of China.
Is that visible from here?
Yes, over to the left. Otherwise, we'd have a clear view of the Ottoman Empire.
Do you remember? Gussie Bethel's favourite creature was the Quangle-Wangle. After he was struck by some falling oranges, he hid his head in your slippers for a week. From then on, Gussie always brought oranges to throw at him.
Gussie Bethel hid a wedge of cake in my slippers.
Well, she owned half a sense of humour, which she trimmed with parrot-tail feathers, like a hat.
I wanted to ask her to marry me, but trying to kiss her would have been like placing a hand on the forehead of a young person at full stretch, then inviting them to hit me. My nose would have kept Miss Bethel swinging wildly. However, my nose alerts me to the demon's presence. He's here now, behind that door. There's his smell. Soon he'll make a noise, a roar. Then I'll be swallowed up in darkness with the visions popping up like the pages of a London pictorial. Such shame, such shame. I must find my creatures. They're all I am. You imitate their voices with varying success, but it's a sybaritic substitute.
I do my best. Remember, I'm also being friends with extinction.
I'm going to kill you!
You and whose army?
If your man's operating from the lake, give Nelson a nod.
I might just do that. So advertise for your creatures. Write to them. Arrange to meet.
I'll send them a semaphore.
Where will you get flags?
From the Admiral. Ahoy! Salty old flags! Jack Tar, Grog Ration. Thank you. Scurvy knave. Very pretty pigtail. Here we are. Let me just shake the fish out of them.
Someone's sending us a semaphore.
What does it say, Foss?
Please ask me a question.
I did.
Lady Jingly Jones, the semaphore says, please ask me a question.
Who's it from? They usually say, unless it's a poison pennant letter.
Wait a moment. Oh, I think it's from Fear.
Fear?
That can't be right, can it? Fear wouldn't be so forced, right?
All the same, perhaps we'd better hide.
Oh, my mistake, Lady Jingly Jones. It's Lear, not Fear.
Oh, Mr. Lear. Has he thought up more adventures for us?
He doesn't say.
I hope he has. It's pleasant to be compelled into an itinerary by a third party. It leaves one's mind free for irrational thoughts.
Let's ponder. What do we know about Mr. Lear?
They say, know thyself.
Yes, they do.
So he'll know and we'll just be guessing. Let's see who we are first. Then we're on solid ground.
I am Foss, Mr. Lear's cat. I have stories and no tale.
I'm Owl, a musical fowl.
I'm Lady Jingly Jones, who was courted by a suitor with a very big face and a small hat.
I'm the umbrageous umbrella maker. I'm Eggshade from Lemonade.
I'm the scroobiest snakes. I have fangs and venomade.
We need to summon the rest of our company. I'll sound a conscience. Mr. Lear's assemblages, sketches, nonsensical mirages, marginalia, doodles, drawings, illustration, and literary bitchery facsimile folk. Come here. Are we all assembled?
How can we answer for those we've never met? They might still be missing.
Who said that?
Giorgio Cocali, Mr. Lear's manservant.
Why aren't you with him now?
It's my day off.
Do you know where he is?
No, only where I left him.
Mr. Lear, the facts. He was born as a baby. And then again as a lithograph. It was around that time that the Quangle Wangle was created from a piece of shadow left over from his aunt's fireside topo.
And the years haven't changed me. Squeeze my arm. That's genuine torpor, that is.
Now, what did Mr. Lear see with his infantine eyes?
Did he see us?
Yes, but only in the way we sometimes glimpse our eyelashes.
That was just me, upcaught and personable.
From a perambulator's perspective, with a hood folded back and a duck-egg blue blanket drawn up to his chin, Mr. Lear saw very little until levered upright and lifted out. But then he was passed from hand to hand so rapidly that all he saw was a jumble, moments with gaps between, like a sieve.
The Jumblies must have arrived after the Quangle Wangle.
They went to sea in a sieve, they did. In a sieve they went to sea. In spite of all their friends could say, in a sieve they went to sea.
And when the sieve turned round and round, and everyone cried, "You'll all be drowned!"
Called out loud,
Our sieve ain't big.
But we don't care a button.
we don't care a fig.
Here, sieve, we'll go to sea.
Far and few are the lands where the Jumblies live. Their heads are green and their hands are blue, and they went to sea in a sieve.
Try that door. Is it Highgate many years previously?
Yes, you can tell because the weather is passé.
Go on through. Keep formation.
There once was a baby of Highgate who ate peas from a spherical plate. He said, "I have found that the earth is quite round, so I state my belief with my plate."
Oh, what's that piece of paper you're perusing, Lady Jingly Jones?
That's a list of purchases made during the Jumblies' voyage. They bought a monkey with lollipop paws, and an owl, and a useful cranberry tart.
They bought an owl?
According to this.
What kind of owl did they buy? What sort offers itself for purchase?
The kind that hasn't anywhere to sit.
I don't mean purchase. I mean purchase.
In my opinion, somebody trod on the English language whilst it was still
But
soft.
what kind of an owl did they buy?
One with a price tag.
I mean, what species?
A species of commodity.
Hello?
Who are you?
I'm the last Jumbly in Highgate.
Oh.
I was of the company that ventured forth in a sieve. When the water came in, we wrapped our feet in pinky paper and fastened it down with a pin. I've even kept my coppery gong from the voyage. Listen. My gong works the moonlight loose, and down it falls like a timorous tarpaulin.
The old salt and pepper won't like that.
Out he comes.
Evening, Admiral.
got something in his hand. He's fired a warning fruit through the door.
We'll fight them with some peaches.
He's a lot smaller than you'd expect.
Did you see? They looked familiar. I thought I saw the Quangle Wangle.
Oh, the gong's annoyed a neighbour. Poor Quangle's been hit by summer fruit.
First it was citrus, now it's succulent. Oh, help me! Help me!
Take your head out of my shoes. You'll spoil their fit.
Please, go on with your story, Jumbly Girl.
Some of the Jumblies kept exclaiming, "How wise we are!" The rest of us felt very silly. We landed at Eve by the Zemery Fit, and I became romantically enamelled with an inhabitant.
That's all very well. But do you know where Mr. Lear went?
The Morbids made off with him.
Who?
They bind their heads with turbulence to keep space out, and they sent him to a horrible school where they ran a line of chalk through his veins till his chalk-dusty heart wobbled like a loose milk tooth. Afterwards, his sister Anne looked after him. When the Morbids fell ill, they naturally came down with morbid illnesses. Mr. Lear made a little money by drawing their symptoms for doctors at the local hospital. That spring, the zoological gardens opened in Regent's Park, and Mr. Lear applied for permission to draw the parrots.
Were they ill?
Not at all. The market for illustrations of the sick simply never recovered.
Regent's Park Zoo. We must go there and speak to the parrots. Parrots, where are you?
We're up here in the soft-skin trees, which are covered in blue leaves.
Blue leaves?
Comparatively speaking.
We're looking for Mr. Lear.
Is that a snake? Is that a snake coiled around a large top hat? We don't like snakes even in a modicum of evening dress, huh?
My only sin is slurping.
Keep your distance, and we shall keep our apathy.
Such prejudice against geometric zoologists.
Mr. Lear came to our enclosure where there were 65 of us sitting on a rail, all of a row and fast asleep. I'm sorry to say that Mr. Lear fetched 2 guests with him, the Pussycat and the Quangle Wangle, and they bit off our tail feathers.
False. Quangle Wangle. Is this true?
Mr. Lear put us up to it. He wanted them so Miss Bethel could decorate her half a sense of humour.
Why?
Because it was so plain as to go unnoticed in company.
But the patron of the zoo, Lord Stanley, was impressed with Mr. Lear's portraits. They looked as if he'd dropped a sheet of paper between us and the branches and somehow flattened us without making a mess. Mr. Lear went to stay at Knowsley Hall, Lord Stanley's stately home just outside Liverpool.
Liverpool? How do we get to Liverpool?
By moving from our present position.
We could take the sea train.
I never imagined they could lay tracks on top of the sea. How's it done?
Iron is taught to swim at a foundry. They teach dessert spoons to leave the table before they're full. Metal is assured an education by Act of Parliament.
Are we nearly there yet? How far can Liverpool be?
I'm feeling poorly. Oh, you've got sea stroke, Miss Snake. It's like sunstroke, only it comes in waves.
Is there anything I can take for it?
A slice of dry land and some cordial. Here.
Oh, I've suddenly remembered. He lived at Dinglebank.
His house stood on a cliff.
It did. Its aspect, it was cool. And many thousand little boys resorted to his school, where if of progress they could boast, he gave them heaps of buttered toast.
But he grew rapidly
did wrong.
He did, if they neglected books and dragged them to adjacent cliffs with the beastly button hooks, and there with fatuous gate threw them down into the ocean blue.
And in the sea they swam.
They did.
And some eventually became sponges or speckled trout.
Oh, look! It's one of the boys that became speckled trout.
Well, Lady Jingly Jones, how can you tell they're not ordinary speckled trout?
Because they're playing at Conkers.
It was once a little fish. Fishy, wishy, squishy, fishy. Ahoy!
Hello, exorbitant inhabitant of water.
I am the fizgickiest fish who always walks about on stilts. I'm on very tall stilts now. I ain't swimming, in case you thought I was. I have no legs either, but I hire myself out as a bootleg. Oh, there's a ship. It belongs to the 4 little children who went around the world. They're going round again because they couldn't be sure they'd return to their starting point. They didn't want to be known as the 4 children who almost went round the world, but not quite.
What are their names?
Violet, Lionel, Slingsby and Guy.
Oh, I can't see any children from here.
You won't. They're all asleep in the kettle.
What if one of them should want tea?
It will be got at a great inconvenience of the others.
Have you seen Mr. Lear recently?
I couldn't say. My eyes have been deceiving me.
What do you mean?
Well, when I woke up yesterday, I couldn't believe my eyes.
But we have to find Mr. Lear.
Why?
Without him, we're in danger of becoming ordinary and having to work as seamstresses or fish suppers. Mr. Lear is a measure of nonsense, as a horse is measured in hands and a dinner is measured in digestions. So nonsense is the width of Mr. Lear's nostrils.
Ah, here's Liverpool. We've arrived by a fairly pleasant diversion.
It was here at Lord Stanley's great house and zoological garden at Knowsley Hall that Mr. Lear painted trogons and toucans.
This is also where he was introduced to the limerick.
This is where Mr. Lear met the limerick?
Imagine the meeting. Mr. Lear, this is Limerick. Limerick, this is Mr. Lear. Then a furious shaking of hands.
Yes.
Somebody's standing at the window on the 4th story.
Who is it?
A malicious little boy in rose-coloured knickerbockers. Hello? Oh, he's jumped down.
I wouldn't attract my attention if I were you.
You wouldn't?
No.
Why not?
Because I throw pumpkins. I'm reenacting Nelson's famous victory. You can be the French if you bought soft cheeses.
Is there anyone more affectionate at home?
No, I'm a sunbeam by comparison.
We are looking for Mr. Lear.
You're looking for Mr. Clear? Well, you're in luck. It's gone.
No, Mr. Lear.
Oh, Mr. Lear. He was even better than pudding. He came here to draw the parrots, but he drew children as well. My grandfather invited him to stay, and after we'd eaten dinner, we'd run downstairs to the servants' quarters to see him. Oh, yes, he was talented, he was popular, he was loved. But he wasn't one of us. Wait a minute. Turn round, cat. Oh, you've lost your tail. You're only 7/10.
I'm all there was room for. The tail was excess.
But I'm Lord Stanley's grandson, and I'm 1/4 of Lord Stanley. My house is 4 of Miss Lear's stories tall. 1, the history of the 7 families of the Lake Pipple Popple. 2, the landscape painter and the enraged mouflon. 3, Miss Maniac. 4, the account of SWAT.
Who or why or which or what? is the Akond of Swat? Is he tall or dark? Or short or fair? Does he sit on a stool, or a sofa or chair? Or squat? The Akond of Swat.
Is he wise or foolish, young or old? Does he drink his soup and his coffee cold or hot? The Akond of Swat.
Sing it, sister, sing it.
Does he sing or whistle? Or jabber or talk?
Baby.
And when riding abroad, does he gallop or walk? Or trot? The Akond of Swat.
Yeah. Do his people like him extremely well? Or do they, whenever they can, rebel? Or what? The Akond of Swat?
If he catches them, then either old or young, does he have them chopped in pieces or hung or shot?
Oh, you cool cat, you.
The Akond of Swat.
Somehow nobody knows I what.
Who or which or why or what is
the Akond of Swat?
Do you know, I just realized the Akond of Swat is Mr. Lear.
How did you come to that conclusion?
Because if he spelt his name differently, the Akond of Swat would be an anagram. Quick, everyone, he may still be here. Let's run to the fourth story.
It says nobody knows who, why, or what the Akond of Swat is.
So we're still no nearer.
Little boy, would you like a bigger house?
Oh, yes! Then I can see over the Great Wall of China and into the Ottoman Empire.
Owl?
Ooh.
Perhaps you could tell the boy our story.
Let's go through this door to the ocean's edge. Quickly now, keep together. Did you see that?
No, I saw the other.
A lot of small animated things came out of that sapling door and then went through the next one along.
Maybe it's fungi. There's a type that forages.
No, these little beings didn't have the faceless menace of mushrooms. I wish I were wearing my looking at small things in dappled light glasses.
My, what sort have you got on?
My travelling spectacles. They're currently traversing Rome. Let's look through the door.
Oh, it's a life class.
Everyone seems very familiar. They're all young ladies.
And the life model, it's you.
Ladies, observe Mr. Lear. His nose is remarkably big. His visage is more or less hideous. His beard, it resembles a wig. His body is perfectly spherical. Now, Mr. Lear, please pose as an ardent suitor.
When Mr. Lear sank down on one knee, we ladies went, ha ha, hee 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 hee.
I think my demon put them up to this. He has lemons in his head. They make him bitter. After our voyage in the pea-green boat, with a quantity of honey, money, a small guitar, and a sore throat, which the honey helped alleviate, actually, from continuously singing across 2,000 miles of open sea, Pussycat and I stayed for more than a month on the coast of Coromandel. We lived with Lady Jingly Jones in that rocky cave.
Spacious. Does it get cold in winter?
No, the ice never falls below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. However, ice cream is a disappointment.
One morning, Lady Jingly Jones happened to comment,
Force is pupating. Her legs have vanished. Her head is indistinct.
A pupating cat? That's unusual, even abroad.
Force
if I sing to a small guitar, will you forego metamorphosis?
Do you think things physiological can be affected by strings musicological?
Let's find out. Oh, lovely pupa, oh, pupa, my love, what a beautiful pupa you are. You are, what a beautiful pupa you are.
I believe Pussycat is demonstrating a stubborn resistance to the enchantment of music.
What shall we do, Lady Jingly Jones?
I'll summon the umbrageous umbrella maker.
Why, it's not raining.
Exactly. He won't be too busy to come.
How will you summon him?
I'll commit an inclement act.
Oh.
I am the umbrageous umbrella maker, whose face nobody ever sees because it is always covered by my umbrella.
Will you stand and cast a little runcible shade over Fox the Pussycat?
She may think night has come and rise to go prowling.
I shall bend and stroke her coat in the whimsical manner a moonbeam might. Oh, she feels like custard pudding.
In that case, I'll call on the services of the Scroobius Snake.
Oh, I used to know a snake. He was an idiotic contemporary of mine.
I am the Scroobius Snake.
Can you help? Foss the Pussycat is pupating.
Oh, Scroobius Snake. We both hide our faces, I in my umbrella, and you inside your enormous top hat.
I always wear an outsize evening hat for fear I should bite anybody.
Oh, Scroobius Snake.
The cat Chrysalis has spoken.
Why don't you have your fangs pulled and your hat removed?
I prefer millinery to pains.
Actually, I am not pupating.
You're not?
I've seated myself in a way that is symptomatic to felinity.
Oh.
Legs tucked in, heads rolled into an empty stomach. I'm simply having a break from the diocese of the conscience.
You were pretending all along.
Oh,
Well, what a naughty pussycat.
I needed to reconsider how we might find Mr. Lear, since my initial exploration hasn't led us to him. We need funds for the expedition. Now, when we arrived, we had plenty of money wrapped up in a £5 note. What happened to the remainder?
Who knows?
Are there pebbles in your sound box?
Of course not.
Oh, plectrum?
I have natural talons.
Then what's that rattling?
Oh, how did that get there?
If you'd invested it, you'd have considerable interest by now.
I did. I invested it in my small guitar, so there'd be a considerable interest in my music.
Pass me a broom handle to suck whilst I think.
The broom handle is made from an unpleasantly poisonous wood, Miss Fox.
This broom handle comes from that part of the dark woods where Mr. Lear wanders when he's lost. I'm hoping the taste of it will turn into the word for it. Then we can look it up on a timetable.
Wouldn't a map be more helpful?
What's the use of finding he's somewhere and then discovering there is no train to be had?
I had a map made entirely of flavors.
Why?
We snakes prefer tastes to geographical features.
And you never consult timetables?
Times tables? Certainly not. They lead to multiplication and thence to overcrowding.
Got it!
You've realized where he is?
I couldn't find a word for Mr. Lear's whereabout. But I do have a direction.
You do?
Yes. It's north by north-south.
Perhaps I could take this opportunity to tell my story. Mr. Umbrella Maker, would you read from my prepared notes?
Of course, Lady Jingly Jones.
Is this about me?
Who said that?
I did. I'm the Yongy Bongy Bow. It is about me, isn't it, Lady Jingly Jones?
Yes. The facts are accurate, but you may disagree with the interpretation.
On the coast of Coromandel, where the early pumpkins blow, in the middle of the woods lived the Yongy Bongy Bow.
2 old chairs and half a candle, 1 old jug without a handle. These are all the worldly goods of the Yongy-Bongy-Bo, of the Yongy-Bongy-Bo.
Once among the bong trees walking, where the early pumpkins blow, to a little heap of stones came the Yongy-Bongy-Bo.
Then I heard a lady talking to some milk-white hens of Dorking. 'Tis the Lady Jingly Jones on that little heap of stones. Lady Jingly, sitting where the pumpkins blow. Will you come and be my wife?
Said the Yongy-Bongy-Bo.
I am tired of living singly on this coast so wild and shingly.
Lady Jingly answered sadly, and her tears began to flow.
Your proposal comes too late, Mr. Yongy-Bongy-Bo. I would be your wife most gladly, and I twirl my fingers madly. But in England I've a mate. Will you please to go away? That is all I have to say. Mr. Yongy-Bongy-Bo, Mr. Yongy-Bongy-Bo.
I didn't know you were married, Lady Jingly Jones.
Why, yes, to Handel Jones, Esquire. He constructs pretexts upon which certain things might happen.
Much like a carpenter.
Well, not quite, although there's wood involved.
But whilst we stayed with you on the coast of Coromandel, we never once met Handel Jones, Esquire.
Well, you wouldn't. He's on a vehement voyage trying to retrieve a quantity of missing toes.
Someone's toes have been mislaid.
The Pobbles.
Pobble, are you here?
Yes. I was just chatting to Mr. Yongy-Bongy-Bo about preferred swimming strokes. I kick free of the waves as if they were socks at bedtime.
And Pobble, do your feet still end abruptly?
I'll wear 5 little spineless cactuses in my boots.
Fascinating. But we are no closer to finding Mr. Lear. No. I say we go back through the door and turn left. Right. Come on. Come
on. And now, Mr. Lear, I'd like you to pose in the manner of one whose offer of matrimony has been repeatedly rejected.
I need a cup of tea.
Sorry, I accidentally brought the bag of pebbles instead.
Oh, that's quite all right. Drop them in hot water, and I'll play some tunes on my accordion.
This is tea of the very best quality.
I can only surmise that Mr. Lear then passed 18 months of his year in strictest seclusion, suspended in a yellow silk bag which was severely shaken from time to time in a fluctuating fashion.
It would explain why none of us received a Christmas card.
I know where we are. I've hidden umbrellas in the folds of these hills. We're on the Great Grumbulian Plain. And over there, obscured by the Great Wall of China, are the hills of the Chankly Bore. Through the vast and gloomy dark there moves what seems a fiery spark, a meteor strange and bright. Hither and thither the vision strays, a single lurid light. The wandering dong through the forest goes, the dong, the dong, the dong with the luminous nose.
Long years ago, the dong was happy and gay till he fell in love with me, a Jumbly girl who came to his shores one day. Happily, happily passed those days. danced in circlets all night long, to the plaintive pipe of their lively dawn. In moonlight, shine or shade, for day and night he was always there. By the side of the Jumbly girl so fair, with my sky blue hands and sea green hair, till the morning came of that hateful day, when we Jumblies sailed in our civil way, and the dawn was left on the cruel shore, gazing, gazing forevermore.
But when the sun was low in the west, he gathered the bark of the twangum tree on the flowery plain that grows, and he wove him a wondrous nose, a nose as strange as a nose can be, of vast proportion and painted red,
and tied with cords to the back of his head, in a hollow rounded space it ended, with a luminous lamp within suspended, all fenced about with a bandage stout, to prevent the wind from blowing it out, and with holes all round to send the light in gleaming rays on the dismal night.
And now each night and all night long, over those plains still roams the dawn, while ever he seeks, but seeks in vain, to meet with his Jumbly girl again. Lonely and wild, all night he goes, he goes, he goes, the dawn, with a luminous nose. He's coming back with his luminous nose. Although I think it's on the point of guttering.
And the strings worked loose.
I think he's about to sneeze. And lose his nefarious unorthodoxy.
Life is all about diversity. Oh, there is much to recommend being one's own twin. That's why I always have seconds at dinner.
How can one be one's own twin?
Who said, how can one be one's own twin? That's two ones making two. Mathematics is reflective, Lady Jingly Jones. He's his own twin, thanks to the bulk of reason.
I also have a dual passport, double chins, and can divide my attention. And there's the habit I have of repeating myself. I repeat myself habitually.
We were told your heart is broken.
In two. Now I'm looking for a consignment of bored children.
You don't mean the 4 children who sailed round the world, Violet, Guy, Slingsby and Lionel?
Yes.
We've seen their ship.
And we're looking for Mr. Lear.
Mr. Lear?
Yes.
His breath blew the sieve in which my Jumbly girl first travelled to these shores.
We met the Jumbly girl in Highgate.
She was selling kindling for the tender-hearted.
Poses for the deposed.
And Proctor's Nicodemus pills.
Was she still wearing pinky paper shoes fastened with pins?
She was, and leaving a little trail of pinky tatters across the pavement.
Oh, my lovely literary Jumbly girl.
Dear Mr. Dog, I'm here. Oh, what have you done to your nose?
Despite having paper footwear which thou could have written on, thou never wrote.
That's because I live in Highgate, where correspondence is actively discouraged.
And your blues and greens have faded.
I had them rustically distressed.
What's that, the salute of the indigenous irritant?
It's the demon. He has lemons in his head. Eating meat is half the battle, till you hear the lemons rattle. If you don't, you'll always moan in a melancholy tone. For there's nothing quite as dreadful as lemons in your headful. He travels in his wisdom boat. He looks for Mr. Lear, and when he finds him, he knocks him down.
I could hardly recommend him to onlookers.
Run and hide. The demon is in his wisdom boat. He only needs the threat of rain and he's afloat. He is a rhapsody of rearrangement. He'll cancel you out to meet a previous appointment.
I am Mr. Discobobolus. I went with Mr. Lear to India. I went with him to Hastings. I went with him to London, Leicestershire and France. I went with him to Albania. I went with him to Greece. I went with him to Ireland and Palestine, Lebanon and Corfu. I went with him to Switzerland, Malta and Crete. I went with him to San Remo in Italy. San Remo in Italy. He went there a good deal and was known as Signor Lira. And there we parted company. From the worry of life he's fled. Mr. Lear is...
dead.
Climb in my wisdom boat and I'll take you to him. The cost is 6pence a head.
Oh, you have the expedition funds? Oh, yes. Pay the demon?
Certainly.
Silly creatures, how easily tricked you are. I'm going to row you so far away you'll never find your way back to Mr. Lear, and I can enjoy his undivided attention. You'll be so far into the distance, Mr. Lear will think you're merely punctuation.
How will you get back to him?
In my boat.
Then there's nothing to stop us staying in the boat and returning with you.
There is. I'll flip you overboard.
But look! There's an admiral gliding towards us on a pillar.
He's holding something in his hand. Fruit! Lemons!
Not citrus again.
Demon's been struck in the head.
It is half the battle till you hear the lemons rattle.
Grab the oars, Quangle Wangle! There's someone waving to us from the deck! Look, on the lake!
Oh, I see Nelson's undertaking some fruity maneuvers.
He's pretty active for his age.
Is it? Could it be? Is it my creatures? Yes! And they all wear a look of recognition.
That's not as waterproof as oilskins. And the lake's a bit choppy. Still, if they're in crumbs, they'll get here all the quicker.
My creatures!
You wanted us to ask you a question?
I did, yes.
We want to know, do you need us? Are we necessary?
That goes without saying.
Do say it. Please say it.
We are inseparable.
What about me? You've always benefited from our leisurely ambulation along the Grand Mall. I'm like the limerick. I give shape to thoughts.
There once was a demon who ran in the head of a large bearded man. He danced and rejoiced on the tip of his voice till the thoughts of the man overran. You are a necessary co-evil.
Demon and nail, pupa and veil. Now we've arrived at the end of our tale.
In The Coast of Coromandel, Edward Lear was played by Derek Jacobi and the parrot by Joanna Munro. Foss the cat was Floella Benjamin, Lady Jingly Jones, Samantha Spiro, the Owl, David Timpson, and the Demon, Ben Crow. Jumbly Girl was played by Nicola Hornet, the Snake by Claire Corbett, and the Dong by Martin Hyder. The Coast of Coromandel was written by Lavinia Murray, with original music by Nina Perry. The director was Jeremy Mortimer.